We're going to take you from the moment that we hit 106 degrees as you watch the sun slowly roast the cactus cam as we make our way into sunset. Seeing those temperatures rapidly drop there. We see below the 90s and then down into those 80s very quickly as the sun sets. So you get a good idea of how much heat is actually escaping with those clear skies. And that's going to give you an idea of the weather we're expected to see a little later on this weekend. And getting a good look at those temperatures outside right now. Everyone hanging out in the 80s and 90s, 82 here in San Angelo, but we're still making a happy cool off as we continue to see those overnight conditions really push through our area. The upper level pattern is going to show you something pretty unique when we're talking about what's going to be happening with these hotter temperatures. Really seeing some of the strong ridging making its way in over San Angelo. Now you see this low pressure system off the west coast is really influencing a lot of that subtropical weather, and that's what's bringing up that warm moist air, but mostly just hot. And you're going to see it kind of form this blocking pattern, very similar to what we saw around rodeo season, where you're seeing this omega blocking pattern, and that really keeps a lot of that weather from making any good progress further to the east. And that system we're really going to keep our eye on as it continues to strengthen, and even seeing a bit of troughing there, which we have a good idea that it could lead to some severe weather. The moisture tracker really going to show you how some of these storms are going to keep moving along that blue line right there. You see how it continues to pull them around the Gulf Coast as that dry air both sinks off to the east coast, keeping any of that weather from making any good progress. We see again another one of those stovepipes of moisture making its way down from Minnesota. And then we're keeping our eye right here on this little bit of moisture making its way into San Francisco as it continues to tighten with that gradient right there off the west coast. You're going to see it shoot a lot of dry air right into New Mexico, and that could be shaping up for a lot of that hot weather as we continue to see it making its way towards the weekend. Getting a good look at that front tracker is going to show you as that moisture really makes its way into our area. We're keeping our eye on this storm right here when we're talking about that line of moisture making its way down from Minnesota into Texas. That could be a potential for severe weather as we see that storm slowly develop. We make our way into Sunday, still seeing an opportunity for this line of thunderstorms. But keep your eye on this large section of dry air as it slowly makes its way across the country. We talk about that blocking pattern, that high pressure really building in over us from the southwest. That's going to keep things pretty dry making our way into next week, where we could see temperatures touching up to about 110. Getting a good look at those conditions right now, we are seeing a lot of that severe weather starting to die down, especially over northern Texas, in parts of Oklahoma, and then across the Concho Valley, really seeing those clear skies push out, even giving Brady a break after they got hit with some of those severe thunderstorms. Seeing summer hail reports up to about 5 inches in diameter, parts of eastern Texas right now. So the high-res radar really not really showing you anything right now, but the temperatures as they cool down across the board, everyone's still staying in those 80 degrees, and then we get a good look and see that the heat as we make our way into tomorrow. The Futurecast is going to show you how those temperatures are going to cool down through the night, and then you're going to see a very rapid warm-up as we make our way into Friday morning. About 10 o'clock, you're going to see those temperatures making their way back up there, and we could see them touching up to about 107 tomorrow. So that heat advisory being issued again by the National Weather Service from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow. So again, taking those necessary precautions that we had today, and then we're seeing that severe storm outlook really staying out to the east as we say that's what's going to shape up for this. So we're going to see those temperatures drop down into the lower 70s. And again, hotter temperatures up to about 107, and that's going to take us into that Father's Day weekend where we're going to see those temperatures still staying in that 100-degree mark. By next week, 110, with those low temperatures really staying above average in those upper 70s. Stay tuned, we'll have more KSAN news up after the break.